Now, some latest developments. I'm working at the moment on the panels above the decomposing man. So we now have panel 19 and panel 20. And in the process of creating this, I've been led to develop a kind of archway that begins here at the pillar between Dante and Beatrice and springs up in a great arch and eventually finds its way down the side of the painting here beside the decomposing man. If we stand a little further away, you can see the entirety of that and the function that it's serving now in the painting is to create a place from which Dante is emerging. It'll be a kind of entrance to the dark underworld. And also it's where death is found. The decomposing man is changing also in the sense that as he decomposes from his mind, different things are happening around the region of his head. So from the back of his head, where the hippocampus is, are coming a stream of abstract mathematical relationships that are to do with space. The hippocampus is to do with our spatial awareness, and as a man dies, that space will become an infinite space. So out flows from there all these plans and maps and memories of places. So there's a city plan there mutating into an actual city there, and that itself is standing upon these triangular structures. There we see there's a streetscape, like a kind of memory streaming from his mind with some people accompanying it, and there a mass of people emptying out into the universe. But here, coming from his forehead, the front part of his head, the frontal lobes, where we have our sense of self and our dreams and our imagination comes from, here we have this great swirling kind of dreamlike structure, which I'm thinking of also as being the sutures of the cranium, those beautiful lines that run through a skull where platelet is joined to platelet along these complicated junctures. So those sutures are also like smoke. It's a kind of poetic way of saying both. And out from the mind is pouring all these dreams and emptying itself outwards. And in the pathway of those dreams, there is this woman. I haven't painted her yet, but she'll be there with an owl sitting beside her. She's the beginning of the idea of God, let's say. She's the fantasy of the divine that came to man at some point in his development. And behind are the priests writing down what they hear, but writing down in a book, even though they are blind. They are blind. All of the followers of that priest is blind, and yet he writes down what he found. So this is the frieze of the believers. Here we have Simon, the stylite, standing on his pillar, and all his adulators are making obeisance to him around him, and those below him. This will be developed as the frieze of the believers, and it surrounds the entrance to the underworld, to the unknown. It's the land, it's the surrounding to ignorance. We surround it with these ideas, with these beliefs, and what else could we do until we could see more clearly? But now I'm coming to the part where Beatrice is beginning to lead Dante out above that frieze onto the mountain, and up there is going to be a place where she meets all the other great thinkers. So that's what I've got to today. And that, of course, is the Great Hadron Collider, which will be the consequence of a great deal of these discoveries above these figures and inside the mountain.